one day, my brother came home with a tiny pit bull puppy, and it was the nicest puppy. It was like so well behaved, and then it grew up, and it was extremely massive and could easily like overpower any person. But the way we trained it, it was always the nicest dog. It never wanted to hurt anyone, and it completely broke the stigma that I had about pit bulls being aggressive and mean. Pit bulls are frequently on the news, usually in a negative light about attacking people. I've done a lot of research over pit bulls, and I also lived with one, so I know kind of what they're like. I want to persuade everyone that eliminating pit bulls and following breed selective legislation, also known as BSL, isn't going to solve the problem of animal attacks. People are the ones that make dogs mean. They aren't naturally like that, and BSL isn't going to solve the issue of how people train their dogs. And dogs are just like good natured, so it's people that are making them the aggressive type. I think everyone needs to understand pit bulls before they make the stereotype about them. Everyone's probably seen a pit bull before and encountered one. It's the owners that choose to make the dogs how they want them to be. They're not in their nature to be mean, and they don't naturally hate people or other dogs. They act based on how they're trained and raised. Irresponsible owners are the ones that tend to make them very rude and aggressive towards humans and other dogs. People abuse them to make them tough. Usually pit bulls that are aggressive are that way because that's how they've been taught to survive. They have to kill in order to live. The entire breed shouldn't be given that stereotype though, because there's a lot of responsible owners out there that are training them to be good dogs. They aren't all the same. Pit bulls are a very complex breed. They are very people-oriented dogs. According to Rescue Every Dog in 2001, they're extremely loyal to their owners, which is one of the reasons that they get in trouble because they will protect their owner. If they are aggressive, they're usually dog aggressive, which most people confuse that with human aggression. It takes a very specific and responsible owner to raise a pit bull and spend the time with it. It needs just a very good owner that will put the effort into making it a very nice dog and not train it to fight. Pit bulls are very skillful and have a lot of abilities with strength and their mental capacity. According to breed-specific legislation, they're going to take out the dangerous breed animals from communities. So if you own a dangerous breed dog, you may be forced to move. BCL's main goal is to eliminate dog bites and dog-related incidents. From 1979 to 1994, 279 humans died due to dog attacks, according to CDC in 1997. Attacks are usually done by pit bulls, Rottweilers, and German Shepherds. They're usually considered the dangerous breeds. BSL, again, will remove those breeds from communities using animal enforcement officers to ensure that the breeds aren't in those neighborhoods or around people where they can harm them. However, this is very costly according to the American Humane Society in 2013, so a lot of the communities don't have the funds for that. It will also be very difficult to enforce because it's unrealistic to ask people to move to a different city just because they have a certain breed of dog, and communities just don't have the people or the funds to make sure that this policy is carried out. And it's not just a certain breed of dog that's capable of biting someone. Any dog can bite them. It just won't solve the problem. It'll just push dangerous breeds into other communities and overrun them. The breeds also that are considered dangerous are more than just a danger. They also really help the community. I'm sure you've seen a seeing eye dog or a police dog at work. They serve as therapy dogs as well, according to the Pit Bull Registry in 2012. If the BSL goes through with their legislation, it punishes people that work to rehabilitate those dogs that have been abused by owners and trained to be aggressive. Show pit bulls and parolees take in pit bulls, and they work to rehabilitate them and send them back out for adoption, according to VCR in 2013. There would probably be a decrease in dog-related incidents if this legislation is passed. However, the number will just increase in other communities that those animals are going to because they're not allowed in others. So statistically, the effects kind of cancel each other out. There are other ways to cut down animal attacks, like stricter laws of who can adopt these animals and more intense background checks when they're going through adoption. More enforcement in dog parks and in public places, like the dogs have to be on leashes, is another way to go about decreasing these attacks. It's not just pit bulls that can bite people. Other breeds of dogs are capable of biting people. Dogs get irritated by strangers. They have little quirks that make them get angry. You just cannot predict when a dog is going to snap or attack. So BSL legislation isn't going to solve the animal attack issue. It'll just push it into other areas. So I wanted to persuade everyone that eliminating dangerous breeds and following BSL won't solve the problem of animal attacks. It's solely the responsibility of the owner to make sure their dogs aren't attacking people. People make dogs into monsters while others are working to undo their damage. And I want you to stand against BSL and speak for the misunderstood.